and welcome to Houston Media Source Community Focus. I'm your host, Ashley Smith. This is where we take the opportunity to spotlight nonprofit organizations in the Houston area. Today I'm here with Sherry Kojal. She is the Executive Director for Crisis Intervention. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Sure. So can you first give us some background information about Crisis Intervention? What services does your organization provide?
The main service is Crisis Hotline. It's been around for 40 years, 24/7. So we've answered the phone over 2 million times.
Wow. Why are these services so important to our Houston community?
You know, I think all of us are susceptible to a time when our coping skills are at a minimum and we don't know, we're blindsided by something. And so it's nice to know that there's a resource that anyone can use for any reason at any time of day. And it's private, it's confidential, it's anonymous, and it ends with a list of referrals that you can go on for ongoing services if that's what you need. But the most important thing is that someone has listened to you in a way that you may not be able to find that in any other place in your life.
And I guess what you said most importantly is the fact that it is anonymous, so that will encourage more people to reach out and use your service.
Yes.
Because I think that's a lot of people's apprehension with, reaching out to anybody is the fact that, oh, you'll know it's me and things like that. So that's wonderful. What type of people use crisis intervention, and what are some of the reasons people do call?
In general, it's all ages, male, female, all ethnicities. The typical reasons why people call fall under about 5 categories: depression, loneliness, financial issues, homelessness, drug and alcohol abuse issues, domestic violence issues.
So when you take these calls, do you also, of course, depending on whatever the nature of the call is, do you direct them to other organizations or other numbers to receive further help, or is it something that y'all take care of entirely?
No, we refer them to ongoing services. So we're there for that moment of crisis, and then connect the caller with ongoing services that would benefit them.
Can you give us some of the phone numbers for your organization?
Absolutely. There's several that are important. 713 hotline is for general crisis hotline. That's 713-468-5463. There's the Spanish hotline for people who are more comfortable speaking in Spanish. That's 713-472-9832. Then there's the teen line, 713-529-TEEN, 713-529-8336. There's also teen text. So text TEEN, T-E-E-N, to 78247.
What other services does Crisis Intervention offer?
We have a team of both trained professionals and volunteers that we call Crisis Response Teams. So if a company or a community has a traumatic event, we are able to go, we're sort of the emergency services for a variety of community resource or community organization. So if there was an accident, a chemical explosion, we can be there between 24 and 48 hours and do a model called critical incident stress management, take everybody through that model and kind of identify who would benefit from ongoing services. That can be either a group of co-workers, it can be a neighborhood, a community group of any kind that is sustained some sort of traumatic situation.
With the amount of services that you do provide, and with, of course, the amount of phone calls, and I'm sure also events and programs that you do put on, are you looking for volunteers?
We look for volunteers all the time, and it's easy to do an application for volunteers. It's on our website, www.crisishotline.org.
What about donations or sponsorship? Does your organization accept that?
We absolutely do. We are fortunate to be a United Way agency, but the rest of the funds have to be raised by us in a variety of ways. So donations are always appreciated, no matter how small.
Right, and I'm sure could somebody do that over online or over the phone?
Yes, on the website.
Okay, perfect. How can someone get involved with crisis intervention or support the mission past volunteering, or is that the extent of it?
I think what I would probably advise is that any of us who have friends that we're worried about, either talk to that person and let them know that this resource is out there in case they want to use that resource on their own, or if it's a really serious worry, call Crisis Hotline yourself and get some advice about how you can befriend the person that you're worried about.
In addition to the phone hotlines, what other services does crisis intervention offer?
We manage several self-help support groups called Survivors of Suicide. Those are people who have lost a friend or a family member to suicide. It's a very unique grieving process, and these groups benefit someone who's going through that.
Well, thank you so much. Again, Sherry Kojal, she's the Executive Director for Crisis Intervention. You've been watching Houston Media Source Community Focus. I'm your host, Ashley Smith. Remember, you can catch all audio of Community Focus interviews at hmstvnetradio.org. And remember, while you focus on the community, we focus on you. Thank you.
For more information about crisis intervention, you can look on their website at www.crisishotline.org or call 713-533-4501. To speak to one of the hotlines, you can call Hotline at 713-468-5463. You can call the teen line at 713-529-8336. You can call the Spanish line at 713-472-9832, or you can text TEEN at textteen 78247. If you are a nonprofit and would like your organization to be showcased on Community Focus, contact Ashley Smith at 713-524-7700, extension 12, or email her at ashleys@hmstv.org.
I'm Sherry Kojal, Executive Director of Crisis Intervention. Our mission is to help people in crisis. And the main way we do that is through 713 Hotline. The other numbers that are important are also 713-47-AYUDA for people comfortable talking in Spanish, and 713-529-TEEN. That is directly a teen line answered by teen-trained volunteers. We're always looking for volunteers, and the way you can find the application is on the website, www.crisishotline.org. Fill out that application. It's easy to get to, and we'd love to have your help.